A man staged a run-in with a cop to make a surprise proposal to his girlfriend. But before we start, please give the video a like and make sure to subscribe to WonderBot and hit the bell so you'll never miss any uploads from us. Samantha Watson was left shocked and scared when the cop ordered her boyfriend to the ground. Just minutes before, the Cape Girardeau, Missouri couple had been happily driving on their way to visit her elderly grandparents. But now, with his hands behind his back, Urhan was being treated like a criminal, and Watson felt powerless to help the love of her life. A dash cam in the police officer's vehicle caught the moment that Urhan was summoned out of the car and searched while Watson looked on in alarm. The footage has been viewed more than 3 million times since being uploaded to YouTube, many thanks to the amazing twist it takes. Urhan had in fact always been notoriously bad at sticking to the speed limit, but 25-year-old Watson had never thought he'd be capable of committing any serious crime. But her shock turned to disbelief when the police officer informed her that Urhan was looking at a life sentence. What Urhan had been hiding from both her and the cop would change their lives forever. Watson first met and fell in love with Urhan when she was just 18 years old. The sweethearts had been together for 7 happy years. One day when Urhan suggested visiting her grandparents, Watson was keen to jump in the car with him and go and see her loved ones. As Urhan picked her up from work, they joked together and began to tell each other about their days. As the stresses of work faded into the background, Watson soon relaxed into the journey. But their journey was abruptly interrupted when they saw flashing blue lights in the rearview mirror. Urhan pulled into a car park and took a deep breath. He knew the next few minutes would change his life. Watson was worried too. Urhan had been caught speeding before, and she was concerned that he was seemingly being targeted despite not doing anything wrong. The police car followed them into the quiet parking bay. Defending her boyfriend, Watson told the police officer that Urhan had not in fact been speeding. However, the cop said he had information about a speeding car that matched the description of that car. He ordered Urhan out of the vehicle. Slowly and calmly, the officer began his investigations. Looming over Urhan, the cop ordered him to place his hands on the car while he searched his pockets. By this point, Watson was really worried. What had Urhan been hiding from her that was causing the cop to behave like this? Now it was her turn to be ordered out of the car. The cop told her to stand apart from the vehicle. As she did so, he pulled something from Urhan's pocket. "Just what I suspected," said the cop. "You're gonna get life for this. Get on your knees and hands behind your back," he said. Now Watson was seriously worried. Urhan was kneeling on the ground with his hands behind his back. As the officer went to get a camera to take photos of the evidence, Watson attempted to move closer. "I'm dying inside thinking he's secretly hiding that he's a drug lord for the past 7 years," she later explained in a Facebook post. She thought she'd known Urhan, and now her love for him was seriously being put to the test. She feared the worst about what the police had discovered hidden in his pocket. To her surprise, though, she was then ordered to come even closer. And as Urhan freed his arms, a smile spread across his face. Suddenly, Watson could see something delicate and shiny in her boyfriend's hands. Wasting no time, Urhan said the 4 words that he knew his girlfriend had been longing to hear for some time. "Will you marry me?" he asked. Watson looked as if she was in shock as she exclaimed, "Yes." The police officer involved in the setup had captured every moment on video as it unfolded around Watson. Even his superior detective Barry Morgan had gotten involved, carefully planning the proposal with Urhan. As soon as she realized his part in the ruse, she hugged the cop in gratitude. Watson later admitted that the demands he had placed on Urhan to provide her with the perfect proposal had given him a big task. "I don't want it to be, cliche. I don't want it to be something I've seen 100 times, Watson told her boyfriend. The whole event was rounded off with a selfie with the cop who helped Urhan cause havoc with his new fiancée. Grinning and staring at her new piece of jewelry, Watson was left speechless. Once she'd recovered from the shock and excitement of her brush with the law, Watson rushed to tell friends and family the happy news. On Facebook, she described the proposal as an emotional roller coaster. She could have never predicted that what seemed like the arrest of her boyfriend would end up receiving so much attention. The happy couple thanked Sheriff Rick Walter for his part in the romantic prank. The Scott County Sheriff's Office was only too happy to be part of the now famous parking lot scene, which has so far notched up 3.8 million views on YouTube. Watson described the proposal as perfect. With the couple planning to get married, what had first appeared as a nightmare for Watson turned out to be a dream come true. At the end, we want to know your opinion about the story in the comments box below.